Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we're here in front of the Field Museum. Now, over the past week or so, I visited the Milwaukee Public Museum, visited the Museum of Science and Industry yesterday, and I was just thinking, you're showing all these great Midwest museums. It just wouldn't be right to not include the Field Museum here in Chicago. Now, this is one of the biggest natural history museums in the world, built in the 1920s, and it's absolutely magnificent. One of my favorite museums in the world. And I was just thinking, growing up, going to the Museum of Science and Industry, going to the Field Museum, going to the Milwaukee Public Museum, I had a absolute wealth of museums in my area. It just that I was able to experience. I don't know. I feel that these three museums, Milwaukee Public Museum, Museum of Science and Industry, and the Field Museum, so I feel like these are three of the best museums in the entire world, and I had access to all of them as a child. So I feel very, very fortunate. And I just feel like I had to complete the circle. We did Milwaukee, we did Science and Industry, and we got to do the Field as well. So please follow me. I do like to come out here periodically. They have a great collection, and they also have rotating exhibits as well. They currently have an exhibit on cats, so big fan of cats, so that should be fun. Take this protective weather tunnel to the museum. And now, one thing I just love about the Field Museum, when you come in here, you're immediately hit by these striking figures. You have the two elephants here. These were taxidermied by Carl Akeley, who I discussed at the Milwaukee Public Museum. Basically the man that invented modern taxidermy, created these elephants here. And then we have Maximo over here, the Titanosaurus. It's actually wearing a Santa Claus hat for the season. Used to be Sue the T-Rex was down here in the lobby, but they've actually moved Sue to a different part of the museum. She has her own dedicated section, which she deserves, but I do miss seeing Sue right when you emerge in the museum. But, I just love, you come in and you already are hit with like this magnificent display, this grand hallway with these grand figures. Yeah, these amazing elephants here. See them engaged in battle. And what's crazy is these elephants were taxidermied in 1906. You can see them being transported there. One of them had to have their head removed. And look at that. Here they are in the empty museum being moved in. And it says that they've been here since 1909, and these were the first elephants to ever be taxidermied in a realistic manner. So I guess all the taxidermied elephants prior to this kind of looked like crap, but these look really good. It still holds up. Think about that. The first realistic elephants, and they still look very realistic. And again, it is very busy today. I actually saw a sign that the Shed Aquarium was actually sold out today, and I was able to get tickets here. But yeah, I think a lot of people like to hit up the museums after Christmas when all their family is in town. But let us go ahead and check out the temporary exhibit. It's temporary, so you want to hurry up and see it while you can. Cats, predators, to pets. So we enter here, we see the lion projections. Having a little drink of water. What's looking at me? That makes me nervous. And as you can see in this room, a lot of people like cats. See the evolution of cats here. We have this cat skull that is apparently 20 million years old. The saber-tooth cat skull here that we can pet. Doesn't open, but we can pet it. Here we see the cat family tree. This is the cat that lives in our house. You can see some of the relatives here. The cougar, a close relative. Closest relative being a jungle cat. All the way down here, you can see they are related to lions. And I don't see tigers on here, so I guess they must be closer related to lions than tigers. You can see here the family reunion, all the different cats. Got the lion over here. That's a cheetah, I believe. And some female lions. Yeah, some of these are 2D cutouts mixed in with the, I guess when the museum may not have had that particular cat, they can substitute a 2D cutout. And as you look around, I was seeing if we could find the house cat, the domestic cat that we have nowadays, and there he is. That's the most realistic taxidermy cat.
That's what the kids call a low-effort cat.
Low-effort cat. See the kittens playing there. There's like a lot of different cool varieties. It's cool seeing all the different cats contrasted against each other. I was really interested in this one here. It looks almost more like an otter, or a crossed into cat and an otter. That is known as a flat-headed cat, which kind of makes sense. There's just something about taxidermy cats. They just have such a bizarre look on their face. It's like some animals, like bear, deer, they just take to taxidermy well. But cats always have just the strangest looks on their face when they're taxidermy. These big fluffy lynx there. Here I guess are the endangered cats. They don't necessarily have taxidermy versions, but they have the pelts. That is a Florida panther right there. Shows the different cats here in their hunting positions as they prepare to hunt. You can see the house cat there slinking around. Here is a serval. I know some people keep these actual house pets. I don't know. I've heard that it's a rough pet to manage. And I am a fan of displays that show animals murdering one another. You can see this caracal here grabbing a hold of this bird that's apparently lifted him 7 feet off the ground. And then we got our little cat down there who is eating a little mouse. Oh yeah, look at this. That lion is ready to take a big chunk out of that zebra. And this lion here taking a big munch out of this antelope. Actually showing footage of cats hunting here. Half the people are cheering for the cats, half the people are cheering for the prey. There's some sleepy cats. And yeah, look in the back there. You can see the sleepy house cat. Man, they really went out of their way to make the house cat look the least imposing of all. And more of what cats do best, and that is kill things. See these two fighting over that red squirrel. This little guy munching on a bird he caught. And what is this leopard there? Looks like he's hanging on to that pelt. A cat's tongue that you can feel here. Oh yeah, weird bumpy tongue. Pointy teeth, bumpy tongue. It shows our teeth here and the equivalent teeth on a cat. Now these are the canines in blue. Almost feels like they should be called felines. A lion family here. All the little cubs. The snow leopards here enjoying a nice dinner of big red bird. Here's some cat skeletons. And you can actually see the old saying, cats always land on their feet. Pretty much true. The cat being dropped there, and you can see how it twists in the air to ensure that it lands safely on their feet. That's the cougar skeleton pouncing there And there is the house cat. The cheetah there. You can see in the see-through cheetah how his skeleton looks while he's running. Talking about the connection that humans and cats had. You know, the Egyptians famously loved cats. You would have a little cat mummy there. That is a tiny little cat, tiny little mummy. Talks about the impact cats have had on different cultures around the world. This is a dancing lion to be used in parades in China. Different Chinese cat items here. Cat shoes, and says that's a lucky tiger charm. Here's a Chinese guardian lion. You always see these outside of temples. Over here we have a giant Japanese beckoning cat. You often see these used as good luck charms. They have the paw that goes up and down. There's an antique black cat candy dispenser. Some modern cat items. The Lego tuxedo cat. There's a Hello Kitty Polaroid camera. And this squishy plush. Oh, here's that weird meme where the cat is eating a salad and then the lady is screaming at him. Never made a whole lot of sense. Oh, I guess it's like a photo op. You have to like be the screaming woman. Makes a lot of sense. There are various pop culture cats. The Cheshire cat there. Garfield, he's very popular. This cat here is named Buffins. We won the award in 1958 for the cat with the most appealing expression. Who's this? Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't know all these. 5 is Larry, the Chief Mouser, the Prime Minister of England. Oh, I know this guy. That's a grumpy cat. You have the Pink Panther. Oh, Morris the cat. He was a big deal in the 80s. Everyone named their cat Morris. Named their orange cats Morris after the cat from the 9 Lives commercial. There's the cheeseburger cat. You got Tony the Tiger. This is another meme cat. And Tom from Tom and Jerry. That's a Pokemon. That is Spirigito. And Felix the cat. But sometimes even cats do bad things, such as killing these endangered birds here. We end here with the giant cat tower. Oh, there's a big cat toy there. We can play with that. We exit through the cat shop. And we do have a Mold-A-Rama with the lion on it. I guess the lion for the cats exhibit. Now, I'm not sure if I have this lion. This is like a different type of lion than they normally have. This is a much teenier, tinier lion. So regardless, we're gonna make ourselves a lion. Oh, there it goes. Can't go to these Chicago museums without getting at least one Mold-A-Rama. I think that's my new rule. Even if I have all the Mold-A-Ramas, I'm going to get at least one made if they do have Mold-A-Ramas. Ta-da! There we go. Yeah, look at that little tiny lion. And joining me today here at the Field Museum is Ian. Now, Ian has actually been my hookup for Mold-A-Ramas in the Chicago area. If there's one I can't seem to get to, you have like the memberships for all the museums and zoos.
Yeah, I can go in there and I can do my Mold-A-Ramas and just get in and walk out.
So your collection has to be just about as big as mine, right? No.
I don't travel as much.
So you just have the Midwest,
I have
the Midwest collection.
Milwaukee, Chicago area ones. You travel more than I do, so you have many more than me.
But you said you didn't think you had the little lion?
I don't believe so. No.
You have to go home and check.
Yeah.
But you'd hate, leaving without it.
Right. But don't want to take the chance for $5.
And of course, 2024, the year of the pressed penny here on the Carpetbagger channel. Unfortunately, today, we're not going to be able to get any of these 4 pennies because the people in front of me said this machine is not producing pennies, and I think they suspect there's so many people here today that all the pennies inside the machine are now gone. Yeah, I don't think anything's coming out. So I think we need to visit some of our friends over here in Africa. Yeah, we got some great taxidermy. So much taxidermy in this museum. You can see here we have the skeletal system plastered over top the taxidermy. Oh yeah, look at that, this massive hippopotamus in here. The three most terrifying skulls in the animal kingdom: the rhinoceros, the giraffe. The giraffe, to me, always looked like some sort of demon with its hordes and just its wicked features. I think the giraffe has the scariest skull in the animal kingdom. And look at this. You can see where it's like calcified there on the top of its head, where the lifelong practice of using your head as a hammer. And of course the hippopotamus, look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. They actually have displays here what they eat. So with those big giant teeth, they eat a plate of grass. Yeah, I don't know, are these the three most terrifying skulls in the animal kingdom? If you know of a scarier skull, leave a comment in the comment section. I don't think this giraffe is taxidermied. I think that's a recreation. And then we have the giraffe intestines here. It says giraffe guts go on for yards. So you can see they actually have strung up the giraffe guts in the rafters. And there's the rhinoceros, the third member of the creepy skull crew. But over here we got the kings of the museum here. Everyone crowded around the lions of Tsavo. Yeah, after seeing the cats exhibit, definitely wanted to come over and say hello to the Tsavo man-eaters. Yeah, these are the taxidermied bodies of the actual Tsavo man-eaters that killed almost 30 people in Africa. You see, they are male lions, but they do not have manes. And basically, it turns out that lions start picking off humans when they have maladies that make it harder to hunt the prey they actually want. And they have both their skulls here, and they think a lot of it is they have a broken tooth on that skull there. I think there's tooth damage on that skull as well. So these lions weren't able to hunt normal prey, so they had to switch to humans because humans are easier to kill. And there actually was a movie about these lions called The Ghost and the Darkness. And I heard something interesting recently to do with the skull, that they've been slowly examining the hole in the tooth and pulling out different animals, because they kind of track what the lions ate during their life, because it's all layered inside of the broken tooth, including some human remains that they have found in there. So Ian was telling me that these used to be in the lunchroom.
I don't know if they were in the lunchroom or they had the field trip kids eat lunch by them. When I was in grade school, this was a popular field trip place, and I have very hardcore memories of being a little kid eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with no crust, a generic Jewel Cola wrapped in aluminum foil, and an orange with no peel, while I was being watched over by the man-eaters over here.
So you had to eat food while in the presence of lions that ate people.
While being food.
And yeah, I could do a video just documenting the taxidermy in this museum. There's so much taxidermy. Oh, this is a macaque. I actually, I can't give too much information, but when I worked in CPS, we actually had a child protective services case involving a macaque. So I learned a lot about macaques in a short period of time. Apparently they carry a lot of diseases and arguably do not make great pets. Yeah, look at the mandrill here. Always terrifying, the baboon case here. And look at this baboon. People ask me why I say I have a fear of baboons. Just look at that. Look at that mouth. Look at those teeth, and tell me you don't have a fear of baboons.
That would ruin your day right there.
Yeah, look at all these guys over here. The orangutan. I always called it orangutan as a kid, but I think I was wrong. I think it's orangutan. We saw the really cool orangutan at the Louisville Zoo, Amber the orangutan. And now look at these monkeys. Monkeys don't play around. People think monkeys are cute, and they are, but they don't, they get angry and they bite you. And you gotta, especially the chimpanzees. These are actually, even though they're from the cuter monkeys, they are actually the most vicious. The gorillas, actually more docile than chimpanzees, less likely to actually rip you apart. Chimpanzees will rip you apart in a second. They won't even think about it. But the gorilla, he's at least gonna consider his options. Yeah, every time I'm here, I feel like I see animals that I didn't know existed. Like the pig with teeth coming out of its forehead. Or this here, it's called a sega. I've never seen anything like that. That looks like, I don't even know. It looks like a Dr. Seuss animal there. Oh yeah.
Saber-toothed deer.
This little adorable saber-toothed deer. This is a Chinese water deer. And it looks like a vampire deer of some sort. Oh, there's other ones. Look at that. Look at that. That is so crazy. Like, these are animals that I would have never thought existed without coming here. I know this guy exists, but so many unique animals at the Field Museum. Down here we have these kangaroo rats. And I like how one of them is just randomly a skeleton. We have the kangaroos over here. You see little Joey coming out of the pocket. That's actually a swamp wallaby. So this is a red kangaroo. They have all these different kangaroos I've never even heard of. Like Machi's tree kangaroo. Like, I've never heard of him. Has anyone heard of Machi's tree kangaroo? I sure haven't.
Machi has.
Here is the possum, of course, one of my favorite little critters. And they have these other species of possums from South America. This is a common gray four-eyed possum. Hey, Four Eyes, stay out of the road. This is a Central American woolly possum. Here we have Sue Lin, one of my other favorite pieces of taxidermy here. This is Sue Lin, the first panda ever in the United States. A live panda was captured in the wild and brought over from China and put in the nearby Brookfield Zoo in 1937. Only lived a year there, and then sent to the Field Museum for scientific discovery. And it turns out, during the scientific research, they found out that Sue Lin was not female, but was actually male. They just couldn't tell while he was alive. So yeah, you don't see a taxidermy panda very much, and you don't see live pandas much either. I've talked about in this channel about having difficulty seeing them in the United States because the Chinese government has strict control. This was back in the day where we didn't ask for permission. We just went over and grabbed our own pandas and brought them to America. There's a red panda here too. He doesn't have a name or a special story, but he's still a pretty cool little red panda. Oh yeah, the Panda Brothers. I think we're gonna go upstairs and say hello to Sue. You can look out onto the floor there. See how busy the museum is today? There's the Titanosaurus Maximo, elephants down there, got a flying dinosaur over this way. You see the Quetzalcoatl is actually wearing a Santa Claus hat. Okay, here is another pressed penny machine. So hopefully this one works. I definitely want to get the Field Museum that shows the outside of the building. There we go. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working. There we go. There we go. There is the Field Museum on a penny. The most famous resident of the Field Museum is Sue the T-Rex, the most famous T-Rex in the world. And we can see here, this is a recreation of Sue, what she would look like if she had the meat on her bones. She's devouring another dinosaur, and apparently Sue is really in the Christmas spirit. Got her Santa's hat on, and she demonstrates she is the most dangerous predator of all time. But to get to Sue, we have to travel through the evolving planet. See the evolving fish there, coming out of the water, hoping to be a land creature. Heading through the prehistoric forest here, or Preforest, if you will. 1955, a pipe fitter named Francis Tully finds a fossil of one of the strangest animals to ever have lived on planet Earth, the Tully monster. Some of the fossils here, and a recreation of what the Tully monster looked like. See, he has like his little eyes there, and a long stalk with a crab pincher on the end. Yeah, very weird. These animals in here are not dinosaurs. These are actually early reptiles that are related to mammals. And here we have those old dusty dinosaur bones. We have the Parasaurolophus here, and you can see it's a demonstration of the noises it would make. Apparently, all this back here is like part of its nose hole. So we got the bag here where we can pump air through the Parasaurolophus. You guys hear that? The Chicago Archaeopteryx says this is the earliest known bird. Now, despite being called the Chicago Archaeopteryx, it's actually from Germany, from Bavaria. There it is. Yeah, one of the earliest known birds. And here's our little fellow. What's it like being one of the earliest birds? Early bird gets the worm. And it is now time. We are headed in to see Sue. Now, Sue is the most complete T-Rex skeleton ever found, and this is her actual skull. You can see the skull there. And if you look, it's actually kind of like lopsided and mushy. I think part of that may just be like laying on her side after she died for millions of years. But the head that they have on the skeleton is actually made so it would be more typical, not lopsided. And also, the skull's too heavy to put on the skeleton. I also think they do research on the skull to the point where they want easy access, so it's not mounted on top of the rest of the skeleton. But for those reasons, that the skull is displayed separately. But what a skull it is. And there she is, big old Sue. Again, you see the head is nicer. It's not all mashed up like the actual skull. But vast majority of the bones on this are Sue's actual bones. Pretty amazing. Gosh, so big. So big. I think with a lot of the T-Rex skeletons, you don't see the lower ribs there. I think that is interesting. Of course, if you want to touch Sue, you can't touch the actual specimen, but this is the closest thing here. There's a scale model of Sue. You see, she is like a big, chunky T-Rex. Down here, we have one of Sue's delicious ribs. Of course, if you ate a T-Rex rib, that's how big it would be. And it's saying that Sue lived a hard life, believe it or not. And this is actually, she has healed bone. So it says that she broke multiple ribs over the course of her life, but they did heal, and she was able to continue going on, eating all the creatures of the land. And if you wanted to give Sue a high five, they got a replica of her hand there. All right. Good job. Good job, Sue. And now that Sue is dead, we head into the age of ancient mammals here. I am fascinated by the early mammals. Like, for instance, this is what horses looked like back then. They're literally not much bigger than small dogs. As a matter of fact, this terror bird here would snack on horses. I'll never forget. I had the educational zoo book as a kid that showed this bird eating little horses. And here we have Lucy, one of the most famous early humans. She lived 3.2 million years ago. And then this is Salam here. He is known as the earliest child. Apparently the most complete skeleton of a actual young child ever found from that age age of time, that period in history. He lived 3.3 million years ago. So the oldest child, if that makes sense. Here's what Lucy looked like when she was found. This is a replica of the Lucy bones. You can see a fairly complete skeleton there. Just got to fill in the blanks. This is the skeleton of the Turkana boy who lived 1.6 million years ago. And there's the replica of what he probably looked like. It's a skeleton of a modern human. There is a skeleton of a Neanderthal. And of course, my 23andMe showed that I had a significant portion of Neanderthal DNA. Yo, yeah, that was me. I'm the Neanderthal.
Yeah, I remember you posting that video. I'm like, really?
But I don't know. Let's see if I look like a Neanderthal. I mean, I think he has kind of the same build, the same stature that I do. I don't necessarily have that big brow. Well, maybe I do. Now I'm seeing myself in the reflection right there. I'm kind of the spitting image. If I just grew my hair out and grew a beard,
You could be your brother.
it could be my brother. So this pile of bones here is 15,000 years old and known as the Magdalene woman. And they actually took this, the skull's not in there, but they actually took the skull and made a recreation of the Magdalene woman. And that is what they believe she looked like, saying that she is a Homo sapien, so she is the same species as modern humans. Oh, and look at that. As we're heading over here, we get one final peek, one last peek at Sue through the glass. Of course, one of my favorite prehistoric mammals, the giant land sloth, the megatherium there. Yeah, I think I love the Ice Age animals just because they are like strange variations of the animals that we currently have. Now, this is the most depressing thing in the entire museum. This is the number of species that have gone extinct since 8 o'clock this morning. So 29 species have gone extinct. It says going extinct at the rate of 30,000 per year. So technically, it looks like that might actually be a slow day. Still really depressing, though. In the Sue gift shop here, they have Sue the Rage Pigeon. Is that what we're calling her now? The Rage Pigeon?
Guess so.
Oh, this is pretty fun. It's like the old Three Wolf Howl, but it's three Sue Howl. I think this is very interesting here. They have this display that apparently has been in the museum for quite some time. In 1933, they had these sculptures presented in the museum that showed what different races of people looked like, and they still have them, but they have added in some information about, ask yourself the question if these were ever appropriate. Yeah, ask the question over here: racist or not racist? Says that exhibit called The Races of Mankind. And I guess some people kind of object to the way some of the sculptures are depicted. So leave a comment in the comment section. Is this racist or is it not? Oh, this is Maximo, the Titanosaurus.
Try asking me about my skeleton. My favorite food. even what kind of dinosaur.
How tall are you?
How tall are you, Maximo?
I'm 28 feet tall and
Oh, wow.
122 feet long. They tell me that's as long as 3 of your city buses.
Oh, wow.
Buses. Back in my day, the only mass transit we had was a bird.
Did you have a good Christmas, Maximo?
I love answering questions. My Uncle Herb is even taller than me. But for now, scientists think our species, Cameo the Titanosaur, was the biggest dinosaur.
Will you have a good day, Maximo?
Okay then.
And up here on the top, you get a better view of Maximo. See him wearing his Christmas hat.
It seems like it's insulting to the dinosaur to stick a Santa Claus hat on him.
You think?
That's. I mean, imagine you've been dead for 50 million years, and they dig you up and set you back up and stick a Santa Claus hat on you.
I don't know. Maybe we should go ask Maximo if he finds this degrading.
Insulting.
There's another pressed penny machine. We've got, we got Sue and some of the other dinosaurs. Let's just go ahead. We'll go ahead and get all 4 of these. And some prehistoric pennies for the collection. Check out some of these old statues here at the end of the hallway. I like this one here. It's actually holding a skull in its hands. Now this display asks, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if it was a groundhog? Talking about the different, same animal, different names. Says some people call it a woodchuck, some people call it a groundhog. So, matter of fact, how much wood could a groundhog chuck if a groundhog could hog wood? See the woodchuck house over here, much like a beaver house. As I said in my Milwaukee Public Museum video, I always dreamed that I could live in a beaver or muskrat house where you could swim up through the floor where it was so cozy. Because I want to live in a muskrat house. Yes, I want to live in a muskrat house. I want to live in a muskrat house and swim up through the floor. Another chapter in the brutal versus the adorable, as this rabbit is brought to these adorable chicks. So, in the end, the eagle had to kill the adorable rabbit, but we can at least rest at night knowing that it went to these adorable baby eagles. So I did want to check out the other temporary exhibit here, the unseen oceans. Let's see what is not meant to be seen. Oh, look at that. See the waves rolling under our feet as we walk in? And look at this. So these little creatures floating above our heads. These are plankton. So we can get an up-close look at what some of these microscopic creatures actually look like. There is a sapphirina. It says its actual size is 0.05 inches. Oh yeah, the plankton are so interesting up close. They're so wild and otherworldly. Like you got this fish with like a yak antler coming out of its face. You've got what looks like some sort of ant demon, and then just more abstract things like this tube with tentacles. Whoa, these are some trippy animals in here. Now look at this strange and wonderful black light sea life tornado here. So we got some seahorses in here. These are stonefish. Looks like there's nothing but stones in here, but these stones here and here, those are fish. Have a submarine simulation in here. And this is fascinating to me. These are styrofoam cups that have been taken on submarines. So that's a normal styrofoam cup, but when they're taken to different depths, you can see they shrink. And just imagine if that pressure isn't enough to shrink a styrofoam cup like that, what is it doing to the people on board the submarine? So this is 984 feet. This is 1,640 feet. Yeah, you can see this is 7 or 1.6 miles there. So yeah, it does look like there's some inconsistency with how they're crushed, but yeah, I don't know, for some reason that just always fascinated me, the crushed styrofoam. These are wood-boring clams, some sort of cross between a clam and a beaver. So you can see these holes in the wood actually made by clams. Yikes. Talks here about tracking whales, and these are whale trackers here. These have been stuck onto whales in the ocean so they can be tracked. This yellow one here, though, that is not for whales. That is a jellyfish tracker. You plop that on top of a jellyfish, and you can follow them all over the ocean. Oh, and this one here, this whale tracker, is this fickle beast written on there, which I guess is the the nickname of the whale. The Field Museum has a vast collection of mummies. To enter the mummy area, we have to enter through this replica tomb here. All right, you actually look down here in the floor. You can see there's a real mummy all the way down here. And you can actually walk over top the mummy, which is interesting, and actually had to wait in a long line because a bunch of kids wanted to jump on the mummy's face over here. But so he lives in eternity down in a hole with kids dancing on his face. Yeah, you can see the real walls here, the real mummy walls behind glass. We actually had to climb up these stairs here, and I guess you go back down into the tomb. And as we walk down the long, winding staircase all the way here to the tomb of Unas Ankh, and oh no, the mummy's gone. It says that tomb robbers got to the mummy first. They took the mummy. Oh, and here she is. This is the same mummy that we were looking at from up above. So up above there is where we were standing. So you can see the mummy's gaze as it stares at children dancing above its face. Oh, some more disappointment here in the mummy tomb. This case is filled with fakes. Oh, look at all these fake Egyptian artifacts. So fake. See some mummy coffins down here, and this up here is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. See some of the sarcophaguses here, and look at that, there's another mummy wrapped very, very tightly. Yeah, these mummies here look very tightly wound. Now, this guy has his face exposed there, and they got like all this jewelry hanging here that would have been on the mummy. This is why they like to rob mummies, because they were full of precious jewels.
They're also dead, so you can't stop them.
Oh, that's true. They cannot stop you because they are not alive.
They're dead. That guy's dead.
Oh, a lot of these objects have been temporarily removed. I don't know, there may have been some tomb robbers coming here through the museum. Oh yeah, here's some more mummies. These are child mummies. There's another tightly wrapped one. Over this dark corner, some more mummies. Very elaborate sarcophagus there.
That must be check it out. That's a girl.
Oh, there's a very tiny mummy.
Princess,
That's
Mommy.
like a
That
baby
one says
mummy.
it's an adult.
This is the Memphis Market here. And Memphis, Tennessee actually is named after Memphis, Egypt, because of the way the city of Memphis sits on the Mississippi River. It's like the Egyptian city of Memphis would sit on the Nile River. And that's actually why there is pyramids and Egyptian theming in Memphis, Tennessee, including the Bass Pro Shop pyramid we've been to several times. These cutouts here show the ancient Egyptians trading different items. So he's asking for a half measure of grain for this giant bowl of eggplants. Walk up here to the Nile Marsh, where unfortunately people have been polluting the marsh with their coins. And over in this corner, we have quite a few mummified animals. So a lot of mummified people. They have a lot of mummified animals as well. This is vultures here. We've got some different falcons. Yeah, look at all these. Another falcon. Look at all these mummified falcons. Oh, this one down here is a mummified cat. Kind of connecting with our earlier visit to the cat exhibit. Oh, and these are all cat mummies back in here. Oh, wow. It just shows how they revered cats. Here's a pressed penny machine. They have some of the Egyptian designs. And this one is, it's $1 for two, so 50 cents a piece. Or 8 for $3. That's a great deal. Let's go ahead and get all these Egyptian mummies. I'll take all 8.
Where is it? He's cute. He's purple. He's dark purple.
Having bad luck with pressed pennies today. I guess the magic of the year is running out. We got these 4 printed right, and then we got 4 misprints. So I guess 50% rate isn't that bad.
Not that good either.
Put in another $1 here. I'm gonna pick 2 that didn't print out. Let's get the mummy. Oh, there it goes. Let's hope it presses right. Okay, and pick our second penny here. So let's see if these print out correctly. Again, 50-50% success. The other one was not done, but I did get the mummy here that I really did want. Now these sculptures down here are actually sculpted by Carl Akeley, the man that invented taxidermy. So you can see in addition to being a taxidermist, he's also a skilled sculptor, which makes sense when you think about it because he actually created the concept of using a sculpture inside of the skin to make the taxidermy look more realistic. So yeah, he made taxidermy lions and he sculpted lions as well. You can see these guys over here look like they just killed a lion. So we saw the cat exhibit, we saw the Tsavo man-eaters, but we can't forget about the man-eater of Mummified that lives here in the basement. I feel bad for him because he has a really cool taxidermy story. He was a man-eating lion that the people that lived in the village actually thought was possessed by an evil spirit. And one thing that made the people think that he was possessed by an evil spirit was he was actually carrying a bag of laundry around with him after, killing a bunch of people. And so he was killed, and now he lives here in the basement, eternally, a bridesmaid next to the more famous Tsavo man-eater. So if you come here, don't forget to come down here to the basement and give the man-eater of Mummified a little love. And this is so cool here. This is, I guess, one of the most amazing liminal areas in the entire world. This old cafeteria here, the bright, colorful benches, as you are surrounded by dioramas of the Arctic. See the seals over there. Oh, what do we have over here? Oh yeah, over here we have some manatee. Taxidermied manatees here. And then that big, giant elephant seal. So yeah, you can enjoy your meal while watching these.
Better these than the lions.
Better these than the man-eaters. And they do have some Mold-A-Ramas down here, but I have probably multiples of every dinosaur. They have the 3 different dinosaurs down here, the T-Rex, the Ankylosaurus, and the Stegosaurus. When you got your first Quetzalcoatl.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah,
I didn't have this before.
I actually had that one. Yeah, you gotta keep up on those.
Yeah.
And like I said, it has some of my favorite taxidermy here. I love when it's taxidermy of like animals that have a story behind them, had a life of their own. This is Bushman here. He's a beloved gorilla from the Lincoln Park Zoo, which is nearby where we are right now. And I love this because you can preserve Bushman and people can enjoy him even after he has left this mortal coil. You can't really do that with people. Like, you can't taxidermy famous people for some reason, for reasons, but you can taxidermy beloved famous animals so that people can love them for years to come. Oh, I think I missed this Spinosaurus here with the Santa's hat. It's good that the dinosaurs are all jolly this season. All right, I think we are going to exit through the gift shop here. They still got their Christmas tree up. It says Christmas Tree Rex. So instead of T-Rex, it's a Tree Rex. This is kind of fun. It says Windy City, Chicago, known as the Windy City. And it is very cold and windy during the winter season. Okay, this is the Spinosaurus we just saw outside the gift shop. It is Sobek, the Spinosaurus. Sobek. You can also get a Maximo shirt. Oh, and the Chicago Archpteryx that we saw upstairs. You get a shirt for that as well with the Chicago flag on it. Always reminds me of CM Punk because he wears the Chicago colors and stars on his wrestling gear. Got some more merch over here. I do kind of like this. This is kind of a subtle. It's got the Chicago flag, but it's got all the named dinosaurs here. You got Sue. You've got what was it? Gomek, Maximo, and the Chicago bird that I can't pronounce. See the Field Museum there lit up for the holidays. We are still in that lame duck holiday season, but yeah, a little dark, a little rainy, a little foggy out here. Always nice, you know, when the weather is a little bit yucky to spend a nice long day at the museum. So much like the other museums I have featured on this trip, there's so much stuff in here. I feel like I probably in this video showed less than 50% of what is in this particular museum. This is a museum that could take a day or two, probably 2 or 3 days to see all the wonderful things inside, much like Museum of Science and Industry, much like the Milwaukee Public Museum. So always up for making return trips. Again, I like coming out when they have new exhibits, seeing the new exhibits, and then seeing some of my old favorites. Of course, Sue, the Tsavo man-eaters, you know, Maximo, the elephants, just the classic bits here at the Field Museum. So let me know. I'm really curious because, you know, I have this strong attachment to museums, really a big part of my childhood. So I'd like to know from you guys what other museums, natural history museums, things like that, big, giant museums that you can spend a day at. If you have like a museum that you loved as a kid or that you love now, leave a comment. Please leave a comment in the comments section. Definitely would like to start ticking off different museums that I may not have had a chance to experience. I grew up with these absolute treasures here in the Midwest area, but always looking to check out more. So yeah, leave those comments in the comment section. Let me know what museums you'd like to see me check out in the future. And again, thank you guys for coming with me. If you do like these videos, please consider subscribing. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, along with press pennies, motel key fobs, stickers, and other fun stuff. Still doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you're interested in that, the links for all those things are in the description of this video. And all those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.